What's going on, y'all? About to send this link out. I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, bam, sent that link out. What's going on, y'all? There's a few pairs I'm looking at right now. Let's see if we can jump into some trades these next couple candlesticks. Yeah, I like how this is looking, though. Yeah, so we're going to keep an eye on GU and see what the next 15 looks like. But I do like this for a buy setup here. Could possibly see a buy on oil as well. What's going on, y'all? Yeah, so I like how GU is looking. GU is looking like it's trying to continue to push up. I mean, we see that right now, so we might jump in on this next 15 that's about to start. So we're about to see what this looks like. I'm about to go ahead and send this disclaimer out. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. I did not stream yesterday, but we're back on schedule. Was a pretty slow day yesterday because of the holidays. So we only entered like one trade yesterday, me and the members, before London, New York. We didn't really enter anything during London or New York. And then we were in two trades that we held over the weekend. We still had a pretty profitable day, but we only went 1-0 yesterday. Hit a few more TPs last night on GA, but when the GBP news came out, it brought price back up. We'll go over that in a second, but I do kind of like how this is looking. I want to see if it will retest this level. But even if it doesn't retest that level, I think this will still be a kind of decent entry. Yeah, I like how it's trying to push up. Did do kind of a retest. Yeah, I want to see what's going to retest this level. I might do it the next candlestick after it hits this wall. But I do like how this is looking right here. So I'm about to write this out. Yeah, I like how this is pushing though. So I might retrace after hitting this wall here, but it is looking bullish for the time being. I do like how this is looking right here. Yeah, so it's retesting a little bit right now. So we're about to see if it will push down a little bit after hitting that wall, or if it continues to pump up, then we might enter. But I want to see if it will retest that level before we jump in on this. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to continue to push up. Yeah, I like how this is looking. We might jump in this in a second. I want to wait until at least the next 5 minutes, but looks like price is going to continue to try to pump up. So we might jump in on this. Yeah, I like how this is looking. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and post this. You might do a retest the next candlestick, but like how we had on the gold trade and other trades before, I'll deal with a little bit of a drawdown and get a decent entry instead of missing a whole move and then it not retracing until later on. So this is looking like a good setup. It already did a nice little retest here, and then it retested this level here. So now it's trying to break through this level of traffic here. So we're going to see if it can do so. So I posted the TPs and stuff in the free Telegram, the free signal room, first link in the description, and we're going to see if it can do its thing. So we're going to leave that 2225. We're going to let that do its thing for now. It looks like it's about to try to hit it though. But we're going to let that do its thing for now, and we're about to check out some of these other pairs that are moving. So there is some news going on today. I think there's Canadian news and there is USD news later on today. Let me see. Let me refresh this first. Yeah, so the GP news just happened an hour ago. We got Canadian news and USD news at 8:30. We got the CPI for Canada, and then we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index for the USD. We got some JPY news. We don't know exactly what time that's going to be happening or going down, but we do have to keep that in mind. Yeah, so that thing is, we're going to let that do its thing for now. US30, we had some red candlesticks finally, but it was really just a retest on this daily level here. We see the same reaction as yesterday so far. So price is still bullish. So I still want to look for a buy until it really breaks underneath this daily level and starts treating as a resistance. I'm still going to look for a buy setup, and we can see even on the daily time frame and the 4-hour, the US30 is respecting this level as a support. Hit the daily level. When did it hit the daily level? 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So it hit the daily level like yesterday. It hasn't hit the daily level today yet, but it is still pumping up. And it is on the key entry level, so we might enter these as well. I just don't want to jump in them yet. So let me see what the other pairs are up to. This one's looking similar, but it's not really at the level I want to trade off of yet. So I'm going to leave that alone. SPX is underneath the daily level, but it's looking similar to US30, and it's trying to push back up. I had this marked off. Haven't entered it yet, though. But I do like how it's looking, so I'm going to wait to see if SPX can break above this level too. And if it can, we might look for a buy on this as well. Let's see what GBPJPY and these are up to. So like I said, we're in buys for this on Friday and yesterday. I don't know if anyone got wicked out, but it looks like it's pushing back up because after it hit, like, I think it was like TP4 we hit yesterday. After it hit TP4, as you can see, it did a nice little retracement, but now it's pumping back up. That is a strong candlestick on all the indices. So we see the indices pumping back up, which is interesting. USDX. We might be able to find another entry on this later today. I don't like how that looks. I might check it out when it hits the middle of the zone. But as of now, this candlestick, the USD pairs or the indices are pushing up. This may or may not have hit TP1. Let me go ahead and look on my broker really quick. No, not yet. So it's going to keep reattempting. It is trying again. So we're going to see if we can hit it before the next 15. But while we're doing that, we're going to look for some other pairs. I was looking at Euro New Zealand for a possible buy setup, but we're not jumping into that yet. We're going to see how it reacts. We see how it reacts off this daily level. It currently is pushing down. So we're just going to let that retrace and see how it reacts to that daily level and see if it can treat it as a support level. If it can continue to treat as a support level and show signs it's trying to push up, then we might go for a buy. But looking at the bigger time frame, we can see there's some levels of traffic to the left that's struggling to break, but we can also see the past few days it has been going up. Even yesterday it went up. But as you can see, it's barely closed. It hasn't actually closed on the daily time frame, at least above this yellow line here, which we see every time it's hit it, it's retraced back down, which we see right here. So as of now, I still want to look for a buy setup until it breaks underneath here and starts treating as a resistance level. But for now, it is still in a uptrend. So we're just going to wait and see how price reacts off that daily level before we mess with it. Looks like the JPY pairs might be dropping. They did have a little bit of bullish momentum last night. We hit a few TPs on GJ yesterday. I think we hit like TP3 or TP4. And then when the bullish momentum was pushing up, it wasn't as extreme as the other JPY pairs, but it did go up. And now it's retracing back down. So we're going to see how it reacts off this daily level and see if it treats as a support level. And if it does, we might go for a buy setup, because in the video I sent y'all with the members, I went over this, but I was saying the bullish momentum might start and we could possibly see price come up to around 158.10ish, 158.15. And that's what it looks like it's going to try to do. And we do have some imbalances to get filled up. So we're going to let it retrace a little bit more and see how it reacts to the daily level. And we might go for a buy on this as well, because last night, I don't know if anyone jumped in those JPY pairs I went over, but those did push up. Y'all could have caught some nice pips on those. I'm going to go over those in just a second. Now, I didn't jump in them because they started moving before 9 o'clock. But I went over this pair right here, New Zealand JPY. If y'all would have jumped in on this, y'all could have caught a good amount of pips. And I also went over CHF JPY, which also did a similar move. And now they're all currently dropping, but they all are either on daily or 4-hour time frame levels. So it could continue the bullish momentum. Like we see price rejecting this level right here. So we could possibly look for a buy setup here. I just want to wait for this candlestick to end and see what the next candlestick looks like before we jump in on that. And I think we're about to hit the first TP. We're about a pip away. I don't think we hit it. Let me look on my broker. No, we're still like a pip or 2 pips away from hitting it. It touched the line, but it didn't hit TP1 yet. So we're still going to let that do its thing. We'll come back to that. Let me see what these are up to. Yeah, so these are pushing up. So we might be jumping in on these too. So I might write these up as well. So I do like how US30 is looking. NAS, not so much. It's kind of under a resistance level still. Maybe if I adjust these levels, we could see something different, because there is a wall right here. But I'm trading off different levels, so I could play around with that and try to make that work. But I'd rather just go for US30 and SPX. I kind of like how these are looking better. Now, if it does the full move, this will be a 1 to 5 and with 1 to 6. But if it just goes halfway, we're looking at a 1 to 2, almost 1 to 3 risk to reward. So this is still on the daily level, but US30 is above it and still pumping up. So I do like how that's looking. So we might be jumping into those in the next couple of candlesticks. We're close to hitting TV1. I want to see it get hit before the next 15, but it's definitely struggling to break this wall right here, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. So we're just going to let that do its thing for now. Yeah, that's dropping still. We caught some nice pips on GA. GA has really been stuck ranging. Like, it's bearish. We hit some TPs yesterday and last night. Well, yeah, yesterday and last night. As you can see, it is slowly wicking lower and lower, but it's definitely struggling to break through these levels of traffic to the left. So I want to see if it can break out of this range and continue the lower low. But so far, it keeps going lower, but it keeps ending up retracing right back at this level right here. So it's been an interesting pair so far. So I want to see if that's going to change or pick up going into this week. And these are pumping up. So let me see if there's anything else. Possible New Zealand USD buy. I don't know if this would be a good risk to reward though. Let me see. Yeah, I don't like that risk to reward. It could end up going that way, but I don't like that risk to reward. So we're going to leave that alone. New Zealand CAD, we could possibly see a buy set up because they were pumping up yesterday and they are currently today as well. As we can see, this kind of started the move, I guess, when market opened. So it's kind of halfway there now. But as we can recall a couple of weeks ago and last month, things were bearish, just like the USD pairs. But after they hit their key levels, as we can see here, price has been pushing back up. So it has been slightly bullish. This could be a decent entry on New Zealand CAD. But I'm just scanning right now to see if there's any better looking setups. AD New Zealand. That's reacting to doing this thing. So new 15 did just start. We could see a possible buy on this as well. I put the stop loss right there. That's a good stop loss. All right, so I think we hit it this time. Yeah, we hit it this time. So TV1 just got hit. So we're going to see if it can continue to break through these levels of traffic. I'm still going to be looking for some other setups. But as of now, they either started the move or I missed the entry on it. So we're just waiting for the next best entry or waiting for confirmations. But we're about to go back on US30 and SPX and see what that's looking like. And we're going to look at these JPY pairs as well. It looks like it's going to try to push up. I would have liked it to come a little bit lower. That's just me being picky, to be honest. So oil is respecting that level, so we could see a repeat of last week on oil as well. Yeah, kind of like how US30 is looking. Yeah, I like how US30 is looking. So we're going to see if it's going to retrace any more. And if not, we might jump in on this as well. But we're going to let it retrace as much as it's going to. So while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and write this up. And while I'm writing this up, let me open my other screen. This pair so I can pay attention to it. Yeah, so GA looks like it can continue to pump up the bullish momentum. I just don't. I just want a better entry. I don't really like entering trades super late, and would be like 30, 25 pips off from the ideal entry, which to some people isn't a lot. But I do see it pumping up. But I'd rather get a better entry on it. But I do see it pushing up for sure. Same thing with US30. I like how US30 is looking too. So SL for US30, I'm looking at 34. Let me say 34. Let's say 34.70. 34,070. That sounds good. But we're going to let that retrace some more if it's going to retrace. ECGU doing the same thing. Did we hit TP2 or did it just touch the line? No, we missed it by like 2 pips. Then I like SPX as well. So I'm going to write this up as well. So I do like how SPX is looking. Yeah, so I see a price pushing up. As of now, things are still bullish for the JPY pairs. I can see them at least coming to the daily level, if not a little bit higher. Out of curiosity, let me see what this risk to reward would look like. This probably wouldn't be a good one either. Yeah, I don't like how that one looks either. Yeah, so we're going to wait and see how it reacts to that daily level, and then we'll go from there. So that's what we're going to do there. So let's go back to Euro New Zealand. Let's see what that's up to. All right, so that candlestick ended up rejecting and treating that level as a support level still, which is a good sign. We currently have a green candlestick, so it is looking like we could look for a buy setup. There are some levels of traffic to the left that could struggle to break. So we're still not going to jump on this yet. We're going to wait and see how this candlestick looks. So far it is red, but we did see a quick green as it attempted to try to push up. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Out of curiosity, let me see what AEM is up to as well. So AEM is doing a similar thing. Yeah, so we're not going to jump the gun on these yet. We're still going to wait and look at those. US oil's pushing up. So we're going to keep an eye on oil too. I like this setup. Doing a nice retest. Now it's pushing up. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, we're about to get back to it this week. Looks like things are kind of moving up. We missed a few entries, but you're going to miss entries all the time. So when you miss an entry, I don't suggest chasing the trade. If you want to, that's up to you. You just got to understand the risk to reward is going to be smaller, and you'll have to adjust your lot size. And you'll just have to be willing to understand that a retracement could happen and, just deal with that because there's good and bad consequences with every trade. You just have to accept both the good and the bad. And if you can mentally and accept that and then enter the trade, you'll be fine. A lot of times people struggle mentally or psychologically in trades because they just think about the good consequences and they're not prepared mentally to accept or for the bad consequences to happen. Bad consequences, aka stop loss getting hit, or if you're entering a trade late, the retracement, drawdown, all that good stuff. But when you literally just accept both possible outcomes and you do what's needed to prepare for that, aka proper risk to reward, proper lot size, then trading becomes easier and a little bit less stressful. It becomes a little bit less stressful too. So I want to see if it's going to retrace. Yeah, so we're going to see if it can, but looks like I want to see it come back down to here at least, so we can get a decent risk reward, because if we enter right here, it's not that good of a risk reward. It might still be highly going in our favor, but it wouldn't be a proper risk reward. So that's why I didn't jump in on that. And that's why I didn't jump in on the fees. $1,000. So AN is trying to break through those levels. Euro New Zealand as well. Yeah, so I like how these are looking. So I'm gonna write these up as well. We might be entering these. I might wait till the next 15 just to be on the safe side, but I do like how Euro New Zealand and AD New Zealand are looking. Getting a slight retracement and retest off this level here, which makes sense. USD pairs are retracing a little bit. Yes. So we're going to let these do what they're going to do for now. This is really no profit response right here. One, because we're not even in the trade right now. So I'm just letting them do their thing so we can get the best setup and just to confirm which direction it's trying to go. So we're just going to let that do its thing for now. GU is still trying, as we can see here. But yeah, I like how Euro New Zealand is looking. So I'm going to write this up too. Those jumping in, we only are in one trade currently. And that's GU. We already hit TP1. We're kind of floating on TP1. So I put the TPs in my entry in the free Telegram, free signal room first in the description. So make sure to check that out. And before y'all enter the trade, if you enter the trade, it's a little too late now. But make sure if this is your first time watching the stream to look at the disclaimer. It's the same disclaimer I post every day. But some things might be common sense to others. Some things might not be. But I just like to post that every day just to be on the safe side. And so just in case some people don't know some of those things or understand some of those things, I put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because trading is already enough risk and stuff like that. And sometimes my TPs are a little bit bigger, especially with the indices compared to other people's TPs and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure nobody's blindly entering a trade and they didn't really calculate, the lot size or the stop loss. And they end up putting something bigger than their account can handle for that trade, that is. But I'm going to write this up because I do like how this is looking. But I'm going to wait to see what the next 15 looks like before we jump in on this. But if we do jump in on this, SL, I'm looking at, let me say 68, 70, 68, 70. Let's do 68, 65. Because I like to round out just a little bit. Yeah, but I do like how that's looking. AD New Zealand is also looking nice. So we might jump in on this as well. It's kind of stuck at that wall right there. EN is looking like a better setup, but 80%, 90% of the time, the New Zealand pairs move the same. That doesn't mean blindly jump in a trade, but I am still going to keep an eye on this to see. And currently we can see that they're moving similarly. But yeah, they're still retracing and stuff and retesting these levels, which is fine. So I'm in no rush to jump any trades. So if it's going to retrace a little, give me a better entry or a better setup, by all means, go ahead and do that. I'm not tripping too much about that. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I think it's chilling. Yeah, I'd rather enter right here, but it looks like it might try to come up at least to this yellow line, which is the middle of the zone, the 4-hour level, if not the daily level on the extreme. Would not be surprised if price does that. Speaking of price, let's go back to oil. Yeah, so that was a big push up. So I want to see what the next 15 looks like. I do like how this is looking though, but it's not really the best risk to reward. We caught some nice buys on it last week, as we can see right here. And I'm gonna go over how we did last week, how we ended the week, and how yesterday went in a second. But price is looking bullish, and I can see price continuing to pump up. At least as of now, the news could change that up. But as of now, I do see price continuing to push up. Right now, I'm just looking at all the pairs. And so right now, I am paying attention to the indices and keeping an eye on the JPY pairs. But I do like how these are looking. Again, we do have news 30 minutes into New York. So that news is either going to continue the uptrend, or as we can see on the bigger time frames, just simple back testing. And I do have a video on YouTube, a few videos about back testing on YouTube. And of course, in my course, I go in further depth about it, but I do have a few videos on back testing on YouTube. I might link them in a second or before I end this stream. But just simple back testing, we can see when price hit this level here, let me bold it up. We see one harsh rejection down, and then the other few times we see price struggle to break it, except this time right here. But the most recent time, another harsh rejection down at this level, but now it's currently getting treated as a support level. So I want to see if we can continue to treat it as a support level. But if the news does come out, it's either going to continue the uptrend, so price is going to continue to pump up, or it's going to get treated as a resistance, and we could see price drop down, if not to this 4-hour level to the extreme, all the way down to maybe around 35,600, 35,550 on the extreme. But currently, price has been respecting the support level. It hit this 4-hour level, then rejected back down. So I want to see if we can do the same thing today, if not break it. But again, the news can affect or change the course of price, especially when it's in a spot like this. Now, when it's like a clear trend, usually it will just continue to go and push the way it's going naturally. But when it's in these tight spots or levels of traffic, and do the opposite. So we see price retracing down. So that's the retracement that I saw was going to happen at some point. So let's look at Euro New Zealand. Let's see what that's looking like. All right. So it's still green. Looks like it might be trying still. I do like how these last candles look. So we might jump in on this. I do kind of like how those last candles looked. Let me see something. It would just take a lot of volume to do so. That's the only thing. It doesn't mean it's impossible though. But even looking at bigger time frames, it's a lot of levels of traffic that it would have to break. And right now it's not showing us. It showed it's trying to, but it's not making a big effort as of yet. Probably closer to New York it could. But we'll see. We also have to notice that it has reached lower and lower each time. But it is still respecting it as a support level as of now. So I want to see if we can at least catch a decent amount of pips. We can catch probably, if it continues to respect and try to push up, we could probably catch 40, 50 pips minimum. But we're going to keep an eye on that because as of now, it's definitely struggling to break those levels. And the USD pairs are dropping down as well. This is still respecting that level though. Yeah, so we're going to just keep watching the indices and let them do their thing for now. Because so far it's still on the above the daily level, but it's still retracing down. So we're going to just let it keep going down and see how it reacts from there. Because the lower it goes, if we are going to look for a buy sell, the lower it goes, it's just better for us. That means the more pips we can catch. But also I want to wait for price to show us it's trying to push up. So until then, we're just going to let it do its thing. SPX is right at this wall, so I want to see how it reacts to this wall right there. Out of curiosity. Yeah, it looks like the JPY pairs are still trying to push up. GA is pushing back up as well, just like Euro AED. So the JPY pairs are dropping down some. Let me see if GJ is doing the same thing. Yeah, it's dropping down, which is fine. So we're gonna let those drop down. Let me see if this is dropping down as well. Yeah, it is. So that's fine. We're gonna let that drop down. And then we're gonna see what he's gonna try to do. Yeah, so this is still respecting that level. It looks like it's still attempting to push up. So we're still gonna keep an eye on this. Let's see what US30 is up to. Yeah, US30 is doing a similar thing. Yeah, so we're just chilling right now. Still watching these. Haven't jumped into anything else yet. Still just waiting. I'm looking at some other pairs on my other screen as well. Yeah, but right now things are just not moving too crazy yet. But it makes sense, especially the USD pairs, since it was a holiday and the banks were closed yesterday. So things probably will start pumping going into New York. But again, 30 minutes into New York, we do got the Canadian news and USD news. But we're keeping an eye on these right now. I do kind of like how these are looking. So we still might jump in these in a little bit. We see they're kind of moving similar. Well, GU is kind of moving similar to those pairs right there. Let's see. I was looking at gold. I had a sell setup marked off. I didn't enter this. So as of now, I'm going to wait to see how it reacts to this daily level here, or if it can come back up to here. Well, it's not the weekly. Because looking at the daily time frame is bullish, but like I've been mentioning since last week, and I mentioned in the video I sent y'all, the memories I'm talking about, we are due for some retracements, and it looks like that is exactly what we're about to get. So I can't here, and then from there possibly look for another buy, because looking right here, it makes sense why price is dropping, because this is a strong level of traffic and a very strong support resistance level right here. So when price hit this wall, it's only natural for it to react this way off rip, as we can see. It doesn't mean it's impossible to break, but it makes sense why price is rejecting that level initially. So we're just gonna let that do its thing for now. Still keep an eye on these pairs here to see what they're up to. Yeah, but as of now, things are just chilling. We're just chilling right now. GJ did drop back down almost to the entry I wanted to see it at. So let's see what the next 15 looks like. But it did end up dropping back down. So I'm going to see what the next 15 looks like to see if we're going to go for a buy or if the downtrend can continue, because this is a strong support resistance level. We can see after hit the 4-hour level here, price will trace back up. It's currently respecting it as a support level. It kind of closed on this daily level yesterday, but so far today, price has been pushing up. As we can see right here, this is the support level. Price has been pushing up so far today. So we're going to see if it can continue to treat as support and if we want to go for a buy, or if it's going to drop back down and continue the bearish momentum. But looking at the other JPY pairs, they're kind of doing the same thing, which is fine for us. Yeah, we see all these other ones dropping down as well. Yes, right now we're just patiently waiting for volume to pick up, which probably won't happen until closer to New York, honestly. But we're just still looking at the charts still, because there might be some setups we can jump into. Let me zoom in on this. Yeah, so we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. Yeah, it looks like a lot of stuff's retracing down. Yeah, AJ is pushing down as well. Let me go on the daily time frame and look at this really quick. Yeah, so this is still, I'm still going to consider this bullish until it breaks underneath this level here. So I'm just going to wait and see how it reacts to the daily level and the strong wall of price that we can see right here. We can see how price is treating this level multiple different times. Then we also see it getting treated as a resistance here. And then even right here, we see the same level getting treated as a resistance and a support level. So as of now, I want to see if it's going to get treated as a support level. Whoops. As I delete that line, let me put it back. Or if it's going to turn into a resistance. So that's what I'm looking at right now to see what price is going to do. But so far, things are retracing down for the most part. These look like they're trying to push back up. GU following suit. Yeah, so I want to see what the next 15 looks like. But I wouldn't be surprised if things don't start moving smoothly, or smoother, I should say, until closer to New York. But I'm still going to be on the charts. I'm still looking at some things. Yeah, but I do like how the indices are looking. So we may or may not enter these next candlestick depending on what it looks like. Yeah, I can see retracement happening with gold though, but that's no issue. GU's retesting this level, trying to treat that as a support level. So I'm going to see if the next candlestick is going to be green and hit the next TP, because we missed the last TP by like 1.5 pips. So we're going to see what we can hit this next 15. GJ's retracing back up as well. So I am tempted. This is tempting to enter. I ain't gonna lie. I do like how this is looking. We're gonna see what the next 15 looks like. I do like how this is looking though. So I might write this up. So SL for this, I'm looking at, let me see, 156.35. I do like how it's looking though. Yeah, indices are definitely kind of just ranging right now. But I want to see what the next 15 looks like. But GU just went from red to green on us, did a nice little retest and retracement. So we want to see if we can hit that next TP either before this next 15. That'd be nice. But it's most likely not going to happen to the next one. So we're just going to let that do its thing. And we're going to keep an eye on GJ. It's kind of chilling right here for now, which is good. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. That's about to pop up in about 45 seconds. And then we're going to go from there. And out of curiosity, let me see what the other JPY pairs are trying to push up as well. So yeah, we might be going for a buy setup. Now, will this be going this way all the way into New York? It depends, but as of now, I do kind of see it at least hitting this 4-hour level. So I can see a potential scalp setup, bare minimum, off GJ. Yeah, these are just still ranging. Let me see what's going on here. So I got GJ on my other screen, so I'm keeping an eye on my other screen. Let me see. It's on top of a strong level of price. It's on top of strong support level. Doesn't really have any imbalances to fill up. It already did some nice retracements. So yeah, I am going to be still looking for a buy setup on this, especially since it's on the strong support resistance level right here. And like I always say, everything showing me buys, I'm gonna look for buys. And so far it hasn't broken structure. So I'm going to be still going with the overall direction price is going. We do see some red candlesticks though, but we have seen red candlesticks on daily and all time frames go from red to green and vice versa. We've seen green candlesticks turn red. So I'm not really letting that influence my decision too much. But I am keeping an eye on the level price is at and acknowledging that price is just kind of ranging right now. But the next 15 it did end up being green. GJ is turning green as well. Yeah, so GJ is trying to push up. We're 1 pip away from TP2. Like we literally just almost hit it. As soon as I go on the screen, retraces some. It's getting camera shy on me. But GJ is trying to push up, so I kind of like how that's looking. Let me see what Ian's looking like. Ian's still doing that. Yeah, so GJ is kind of tempting. We might go for it. I kind of like how it's looking. So from where it's currently at, it's about 70 pip stop loss. Yeah, I do like how it's looking. US30 is trying to push up as well. Yeah, we might be jumping into a few things these next couple candlesticks. The reason why I'm quiet is because I'm writing some stuff up right now, and I'm looking at some charts on my other screen. Because there are a few moves that are happening that I do kind of like. And I'm also determining if these are going to be short-term plays or these are going to be trades being held for the day, a day trade, because they are at sensitive positions. So we could see a retracement for the day, but overall, on the bigger scale of things, it is still looking bullish for the indices. And then GJ, I kind of like how GJ is looking too. GJ is kind of chilling in the spot it's in right now, though. But I do like how these are trying to push up. Euro New Zealand still respecting that level there. But I'm still not going to jump in on that yet. And then GJ's kind of just been, whoops, that's not GJ. Then GJ's kind of just been chilling here. But I am tempted to jump in on this. It is on top of the strong level here. And the past 2 times it's hit this level, it's rejected and respected that level. So we might be jumping into this in a second. Yeah, these look like they're trying to push up as well. Yeah, I like how this is looking. Yeah, I like how this is looking. Yes, I'm going to enter GJ too. So like I said, stop loss for that is going to be, let me put up on the screen for this. Stop loss for that, I'm looking at, what did I put? 156.35. And we're going to see if we can break these levels there. We'll see if we can break those levels. Yeah, but everything else, I'm just going to patiently wait. I might be waiting until closer to New York for a majority of other things. Everything else is kind of ranging for now. And I don't really like jumping into trades when they're ranging, to be honest. I like how the indices are looking, so we might be jumping into these as well. But as of everything else, I don't really like to jump into things while they're ranging. Because when price is ranging, it's either going to do one or two things. It's either going to break out of that range because it's either going to explode out in your favor or it's going to reject that and go the opposite direction. So I mean that can happen either way, but when it's ranging, it's really like more of a coin toss which way it's going to try to go. You don't know for sure. So I just personally like to stay out of stuff like that. But we're going to see if GJ can continue to respect this level like it is. It's retracing a little bit, but we want to see if it can respect this level like it's doing. But anything else I enter today is probably going to be some indices or gold. Maybe the New Zealand pairs are to get their act together. Those are the main pairs I'm going to be looking at for today. But so far, as we can see, they're not really moving yet. So just going to stay out of them for now. So after I finish typing up these TPs and stuff for the members, I'm going to go over how we did last week and yesterday. And then I'm going to drop some videos, those videos I was talking about. But it is Tuesday, and there was a holiday yesterday, so it makes sense why price is doing what it's doing. But we're going to see if we can catch some pips. All right, bam. Yeah, I do like how these are looking. So we're going to wait to see what the next 15 looks like for those pairs as well. GUs is trying, but it's struggling to break this wall here. Doesn't mean it's impossible, because we do see it's attempting. We had a nice rejection within the last 15. So we're going to see if it can do so. And then we're going to go from there. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just looking at something really quick. Yeah, I'm just looking to try to confirm some things. Yeah, everything else, I'm just going to patiently wait, because I don't really like going against the overall direction. Prices going to bigger time frames. That's one of the things I don't really like to do. So everything else, we're just going to hold off on. So we're only in 2 trades currently. I'm still keeping an eye on US30 and SPX, but everything else, we're probably not going to enter until closer to New York. New Zealand's pushing back down. So we're going to see how it reacts to this level. No, that's not the trade. I mean, either way, we're going to see how price reacts to this level. Because like I said, this is a strong support resistance level. So we're going to see if price can respect this, or it's going to start treating it as a resistance. And if it does that, then we could possibly see the downtrend begin, because it did reject this level. So if it breaks through and continues to drop down, we could possibly see the downtrend begin. We saw that the candlestick started here today, and it's been dropping all day. So we're going to see if it's going to continue to drop, or if it's going to respect this level and make a new high. So that's what we want to see if price is going to do. But I do like how these are looking, but I'm still going to patiently wait probably till the next 15. But this is how we did last week. Last week, we went 20-0. We caught a total of 64,542 pips. Monday, we caught 21,000 pips. Tuesday, we caught 14,000. Wednesday, we caught 15,700. Thursday, we caught 558. And Friday, we caught 12,600. And then yesterday, we only entered 1 trade yesterday. 2 trades was held over the weekend. We caught a total of 12,635 pips. We want to see if we can enter some more trades today. But like I said, I don't really like to enter trades when they're ranging. I like to just patiently wait for the confirmations and then go from there. But as you can see, price has just been doing that all this whole hour so far. It's just been ranging. We caught a TP on GU, but we see it's rejecting that level pretty harshly. But trade's still valid to SR. TP gets hit, so I'm not freaking out too much about that. But like I mentioned before, we are in some sensitive spots. So the news today is either going to continue the uptrend or it's going to make the downtrend continue. Like we had a slight downtrend for a few weeks, and then that switched up when we had some red folder news, I think like 2 weeks ago. So the news today is either going to help the uptrend continue, or we're going to see the downtrend potentially start again. So that's the two things that's going to be happening off that news.